we live in a time of the crisis of the human person, and the Blessed Mother's prophecy now, more than 100 years ago, a century hence, is more urgent than ever before. What do you think? What's your sense for that?
Well, I would tend to agree. I mean, as the world goes dark, the light of Fatima really helps to light the darkness and give people hope.
Yes, indeed.
In a hopeless, fear-filled world,
yes,
it's our message of hope.
That's right.
She conquers sin, and she can help us conquer it together.
Right. I mean, even the praying of the Rosary, the tactile nature of it and the repetitive nature, people make fun of us, just rattling off prayers and these kinds of things. But of course, it's deeply calming, and the frantic nature of modern life is such that that we need that respite. And now even neuroscience is showing us the positive changes that are made in the brain by praying the Rosary. Well, holy smokes.
Yeah. So we fall asleep, there's a reason.
Yeah, that's right. And my parents told me, I don't know if this is true or not, but that if you fell asleep praying the Rosary, the angels would finish it for you. Can I tell you, I don't mean, I almost said it this morning, but I feel like it was such a fable that that I didn't want to tempt the audience, but I will say it here, just because it's the two of us and then the 7 people who will watch this video. But is it true that the shepherd children at Fatima, that sometimes they would try and get through the Rosary quickly by saying Hail Mary, Holy Mary, Hail Mary, Holy Mary? I read that and I thought it was amazing, but I read it too late because by then I was old enough that I couldn't make use of the tactic, because it seemed ingenious. Because I had to say the Rosary, I had to say a full Rosary before I could turn on the radio on the tractor when I was growing up. You had to say a full Rosary and then you could turn on, and it was like, it was on your honor, but I can't imagine having not done it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then we couldn't listen to all the stations anyway, so it was, we were kind of,
advantage of growing up in North Dakota.
That's right. Well, in the end, I bought a little tape player and got an album of Fulton Sheen sermons. And so instead, I would listen to that because at least I was interested in that.
Yeah, what a good thing to do with your time, going up and down the rows.
Well,
for me, I thought of, you talked about this morning in our talk about Fatima as another place where there's a thin time, it's a thin place, and because the veil is so thin between heaven and earth. And I think going to Fatima, but just as you read the Fatima story, it's like a convicted Randy who was such an anti-Catholic young adult and had never heard of it. It's all of a sudden, the reality of heaven is right there with these little children, and everything happens. You just can't really hardly deny it unless you flat out don't want to hear it.
Yeah, and of course, it is interesting. Do you notice how the Blessed Mother appears to children? That they're the ones who have this capacity for wonder, this sense of the supernatural world. One of the most moving stories that I've ever heard, we have a Lourdes grotto on our campus, and I have this engraved near the Lourdes grotto because toward the end of her life, someone asked, and she didn't live very long, I think to her mid-30s, maybe she was 34 or something, St. Bernadette Subaru, the visionary of Lourdes, they asked her, Sister Marie Bernard, which was her name in religion, what do you remember about the woman? And she said, well, she was very beautiful, of course. But I was the most ignorant girl in the whole town. If the Blessed Mother could have found someone more ignorant and stupid than me, she would have chosen her instead. If you had made a list of the least important people who were in the city, I wouldn't have even been on that list. I was too insignificant even to be noticed, to be put at the end of that list. But what I remember is that when the woman came to me, she looked at me, she spoke to me, she looked at me as if I were a person, and no one had ever done that before. This is amazing. This is the courtesy of heaven. One time I had a group of young people at Lourdes, And we were taking the train away, and I was praying about that, and I realized, of course Mary would have that kind of courtesy with Lucia and Francisco and Jacinta, or with Bernadette Subaru, with these child visionaries, because she was just a child when a heavenly visitor came to her. You know what I mean? And so she knows, and so it's this capacity of youth, this beauty of being able to take in the supernatural and to believe in it deeply. That's what we all have to recover. Jesus says it, unless you turn and become like little children, you will not enter the kingdom of heaven. And he doesn't mean there to be childish, but to be childlike. So it's good.